Let's talk about the real impact of parents creating these stereotypes around their children. But before we get into that, have a look on that video.
Ma was not kind. When I became a star, of course, then she was happy because I bought her a house. I did all kinds of things for her. She was my mother. You know, I was trying to make her comfortable because she didn't have a husband. She was alone, but she still didn't like me. Even after I became Tina, Ma still was a little bit, who did that or who did this? And I said, I did it, Ma. You know, I was happy to show my mother what I did. I had a house. I had gotten a car. And she said, I don't believe it. Now, you're my daughter. I know you didn't something to this effect. Yeah, she didn't want. She didn't want me. She didn't want to be around me, even though she wanted my success. But I did for her as if she loved me.
So you see, a superstar as big as Tina Turner. Look how old she was there, and you can still feel that she is still traumatized by the kind of affection she was given. Despite her fame, despite her money, it pains, because the prayer of every child is for parents to fully love, cherish them, and help them in their difficulties. But you see parents rejecting their children, blaming it on something, some that are not even under their control, because some of the things they may blame on the child, perhaps the behavior. There are habits that are learned and there are habits that are not learned. The ones that are learned, the way you nurture them can prevent them from learning it. The one that is inborn with them, the way also you nurture them can determine how they will use it, either for positivity or even help them tame it from using it in a negative way. Let's say a child that is hated for being stubborn. Why are you blaming the child for being stubborn? Because the child cannot just come and teach him or herself stubbornness. It comes from the bloodline. So why are you hating the child for something they did not inflict on themselves? With this, let's get into the impacts of these stereotypes when parents try to label children black sheeps or something like that. How does it affect children psychologically? Number one, it causes low self-esteem. It exposes the child to things that ordinarily they may not be exposed to. The child will be struggling to have self-worth, to improve their self-esteem, except they were lucky enough to meet people that help them build. In my own case, I was lucky enough to get that. But like this kid I played in the previous episode, she didn't get that chance. She might still get it because she is still young, but she might not. So this is one of the biggest consequences of parents keeping their children as black sheep. Number two is mental health issues. No matter how the person tries to be in control of the circumstances, they've grown old, they have managed things, the trauma, if it's not healed, it will be there. Once this thing has happened to a child, it attracts other people bringing the same attitude to the child. And this will start traumatizing the child. That everywhere they are trying to please. They are always on the edge. And this will increase the risk of depression, anxiety, because their sensitivity is already heightened. They trigger on something, they tremble on little things because they don't want to trigger people to give them the same energy again, the same attitude, the same treatment again. You know, parents have so much power over their children. So that initial treatment has so much energy. That is the reason why healing is required. Another one is identity issues. This can cause identity issues. Today, they might think, oh, this is what I am today. And tomorrow they will think, oh, this is what I am. They don't have sense of self. They don't know who they are particularly because the time the parents will cultivate in helping them nurture, they are busy bullying them, traumatizing them. And this child goes on to grow, borrow attitudes or things from the street that today, I want to be like Benny. Tomorrow, maybe they watch television. I am now assuming this television identity. They don't know themselves. They can't even keep still, keep calm to understand themselves, because from growing up, all they experience is trauma, rejection. They don't even know the reason why their parents have rejected them, because the parents didn't bother to explain or to help them. So they are constantly trying to assume another identity that will make people love them. People pleaser, which is so terrible. It has a huge behavioral impact on the kids. Oftentimes, you will see them always rebellious, because at the beginning of their life, they are being calm, trying to do better. But no matter what they do, they are always being criticized. But then there is a stage, a level they will get to. They will explode. They don't care anymore. All they do is rebel. Everything. They rebel in everything. And this will even be causing people to continue misunderstanding them, continue hating them, and they don't care anymore, because the people that are supposed to understand them didn't understand them. So what do they care? They will keep on being rebellious and rebellious and rebellious wherever they are. And this will lead them into taking risk, dangerous risk, that might even endanger their life, because they don't feel loved. Family is the greatest thing that can happen to anybody. And when that family eludes you and deny you of that love, some people are lucky to get it from the husband, married, or maybe from their children, but some people are not that lucky. And this will keep on putting them in taking dangerous steps, taking dangerous risk that will endanger their life more and more and lead them astray even more. Please, no matter how much you detest this child, this is not a route you would want your own seed to go. When you treat a child to be favored, most times it will make the child to be over perfectionist, because the parents love them. So wherever they are, they want also to be loved, and it will make them very fragile. If they are not getting the love, things are not going to be the same. It might even turn them to be narcissists, because if I am not loved, nothing works. All these they have repercussions. They might even go as far as planting seeds of negativity so that they will be favored wherever they are, because they are used to being favored. So if they don't get that favor, it is not going to go that well. Another area it affects children is social impacts. Social impacts, I mean by when it comes to family, because the parents have planted different levels of love amongst the kids, this creates rivalry. Siblings cannot bond together. They can never love each other, because they have seen mommy loves this person more than this person, mommy favors this person. Some of them won't ask questions. They will just follow the trend. And at the end of the day, siblings will grow apart instead of growing together. This hurts families. Remember that every child that you have potential while they are in that family. And that potential is an aspect that will help the family to become a whole. When you remove one and you think this person is a black sheep of the family, trust me, when that person goes, another person will become a victim. And another person goes, another person will become a victim. And at the end of the day, seeds of separation has been planted in each of their different heads, that they don't even know how to come together to have common conversation, have common understanding, apologize and reason with one another. And this becomes a disaster. It brings retardation in the family. It brings poverty in the family. it brings envy in the family. It brings unhealthy competition in the family. Nothing will thrive in a family like this. And definitely, there won't be love. Another part where this can affect is also kids that are always criticized or ostracized in the family or stuff like that. They always feel exempted even in social gathering, because they don't feel confident to express themselves, because they always feel scared. What will people think about me? What will people say about me? They're always conscious of self, which is very dangerous, because anybody can use it to prey on them. Anybody can use it as a disadvantage or as an advantage towards them, which is very bad. Most circumstances, it works negatively on them, because smart people can see when you have low self-esteem, when you don't feel comfortable in social gathering. This can steal, it can steal your shine, it can steal your personal growth, it can steal your call in life, because you are withdrawn. But I pray that you will always find someone that will help you through this situation. How it affects when it comes to developing academic and career growth, that one is another dangerous one. Academically, most children that are neglected, black sheep of the family and all that, no matter how intelligent they are, they always underperform beyond their capacity, because that lack of support will always tell on their performance in things. Sometimes, situations where a child is a black sheep, they might be made to work more than other kids, go late to school, they might not be able to study enough during their examination, which will lead them to either perform poorly or actually fail. Some of them, their fees may not be paid, their fees may be withdrawn, because they need fees to support the favorite children. And at the end of the day, they might not actually go to school, as you can see in the case of the girl that I posted her video in the previous episode. So this can affect the child academically, career-wise, in different forms. And this is why the impact stays so long, because it has deep roots that continues building other roots that keep on stunting the extent of where the child wants to get to. So let's end here, and to avoid making this video long. See you in the next video. One love.